Siyo Kawara. It's Shaina. It is 20 minutes before we get to the news, and in the studio I'm joined by two young ladies. And remember, today we are celebrating the International Day of the Girl Child, and to everybody who's been sending in messages wishing us a happy day, and I'm just hoping that as you celebrate the day with us, please make sure that you do something for us, because don't just say happy International Day to the girl child and not do anything for the girl child. Please make sure that you put a smile on the girl child. You do something for us. You know us as women, we love those petty talk, we love those flowers, we love those simple things. But the big issue that we've been talking about when it comes to the girl child is the 50-50 equal representation. We talk about gender equality, but I do have young students who are in the studio with me. Good morning, ladies, and thank you so much for coming to Classic 263.
Good morning.
Thank you for this opportunity.
You're most welcome. I do have Laura Farira, who is the junior mayor. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you. Yeah. And I've got Stacey Majuru. So, ladies, let's quickly get into it. I know when we talk about lady issues, boys will go like, you've started again with the lady issues. But what does the International Day of the Girl Child mean to you?
Well, the International Day of the Girl Child means that ladies are being empowered to get into leadership positions, even in politics, in media, everywhere that we can imagine. I think that it is doing away with the social stereotypes that the ladies have been facing over the years.
And to you, Laura? And to you, Stacey, sorry.
The International Day of the Girl Child, to me, I think that it is a day that reminds us of our existence and our importance. The whole world is watching and celebrating girls, so it's our time to step up, and I feel that there should be equal representation, like you said, in all media platforms, even in leadership, in jobs, everywhere. There should be equal representation.
And talking about equal representation, as women, as girls, are you also supporting one another?
Yes, we are doing our best. As junior counselors, for example, our executive board right now, we have one gentleman and the rest are ladies.
Six ladies.
Yes, 6 ladies. We have been supporting each other, and we make sure that we have each other's backs. It is very important for us to push each other to the top, because when we compete with one another, we may destroy each other. So we stand more when we are united than when we are divided.
Oh wow, we stand more when we're united than when we're divided. And I believe now the message is clear to each and everyone out there who's saying that women always look down upon one another. The young ladies are coming through and saying, no, we don't do that. But having 6 ladies and 1 gentleman, doesn't he feel okay?
What happened was the gentleman that was occupying a certain space, he left.
Okay.
And then the ladies voted for a lady to take up that position. So
wow.
That is one way of supporting one another. Yeah.
Indeed, supporting one another. And let's talk about the theme of this year, Rewrite Your Story campaign. That is the theme that Plan International is moving on with. I'm going to come to Stacey. What does the theme mean to you?
I feel like this theme, Rewrite Her Story, was put in place to support girls and to make sure or advocate for the representation of girls, especially in the media industry. We want to see the girls being the journalists, the radio presenters, the DJs, everything pertaining to media, because it's not just the men, it's not just the boys out there who are capable of doing this, but even girls as well, because girls tend to be more energetic and vibrant, if I can say so. And I think that is something that the media can also work with, something that the media can also benefit on. Yes.
I think that this theme was also put in place to empower ladies. It is high time that the world knows that we're not just created to do house chores and carry children. We have the same right as the boy child to choose our own careers. Even in a household setup, our fathers must start listening to us more. They must start trusting us more. If I want a career in the science field, they must allow me to partake in that. They must allow me to do what I am passionate about. It is not fair for them to allow my brother to do whatever he wants, but they think I need help. It is good to counsel the ladies. It is good to give us advice, but let us choose for ourselves what we want.
And I love where you ladies are coming from, and you're saying that it is high time. If ladies want to get into the science industry, they are allowed to do that. But you're junior counselors. I'm going to come to you again. What are you guys doing so that at least people know that yes, even if they are ladies, they can also be science pro science ladies, and they can also take up higher offices, even politically in every industry. A lady can do it. But I'm coming to you and I'm seeing that you are the generation that you're looking at. It is not going to end in talk, but it's going to be in action. What are you guys doing on the ground?
On the ground, I think we've got a number of projects and campaigns that we have going on. These campaigns, these projects are there. We've embarked on them because they also empower women. They empower girls. One such example is the Million Paths campaign that we administered this from our predecessors, and we're carrying on with it this year and next year and even the years to come. Million Paths campaign, we're trying to raise sanitary wear for girls and women all over Zimbabwe, and that's one thing that should make them feel important, feel special, because now in this economy it's very difficult to purchase sanitary wear, and I think at least if they're shown that we're there for them, we're there trying to help them through all the crisis that's going on, then we're doing something. Also, we also plan on having workshops where we gather girls and we talk to them, empower them, have even other women-led organizations there to talk to them and to show them and remind them that they also matter.
Yes, as the Junior Council, we are embarking on a number of projects, as she has mentioned, and also we're having a series of this workshop that we're doing where we have different organizations. They come and empower young people in different areas of life. So our main thrust is in working on projects, so that we empower ladies and women out there.
Indeed, working on projects so that we empower one another, we empower the ladies who are out there. And I'm loving the way you guys are coming through and talking about the projects that you're doing. And let's talk about the bigger issue. Sometimes support is not really that much. Are you guys getting enough support? Because I know you say that you have got organizations that are coming through, but are you guys having are you guys having enough support? Or you're saying we need to call out on the society, we need to call out to the society to say, please come, let's join hands, let's work together?
I think this is also an appeal to the members of the public, organizations and companies out there, even individuals as well who are capable. As the Harare City Junior Council, our organization constitutes of children, school children only, and we also feel like we are the people who are going to have this world, have this country in future. And in order to prosper and in order to carry out the things that right now they are all big people have organizations that they run, we are going to inherit these organizations, but we cannot do that if we're not equipped, if we're not supported. So we also need support. It can be in cash or kind, financially, and in all other areas. Support, even just in terms of words, that will also help us to uplift us and our organization.
Being the Harare City Junior Council means that we branch out from the Senior Council, the Harare City Council. So we are appealing to them that they support us, yes, but we could use a lot more support. We could use a lot more backing up in terms of our projects, in terms of everything that we're doing. So yeah, that is mostly what we're concerned about.
Thank you so much, ladies. It is 11 minutes before we get to the news at 11. I do have Laura Ferreira and Stacey Majuri in the studio as we celebrate and commemorate the International Day of the Girl Child. And we're talking about some of the challenges they are facing, some of the success stories that they have, they are talking about. And the big issue you mentioned, Stacey, I'm going to come to you, was the ending of period poverty. Because when we look at that is the most critical issue that is affecting ladies right now, because most of them cannot even go to school. You have to miss school because you cannot go. And you look at the male counterpart. Do the boys understand that women have to go through that process, and sometimes it is not easy for women?
I feel like there are some men, some boys out there who are still I don't know, in denial, if I can say so, and they still don't understand. But I think that even the curriculums, the subject, they're also doing, like biology, they're also doing the most to educate them and make them aware as well. So I think it's a matter of one taking it upon themselves to then understand and accept, and also support in every way that they can.
Indeed, supporting in every way that they can. Yes, dear.
I think that it's good that the gentlemen are doing this. The gentlemen our age, they are beginning to understand, and it is our duty to get them, to teach them the kind of things that ladies are facing. And also to gentlemen that are older, like our fathers and grandfathers, don't wait for your child to come to you and say, I need sanitary wear. Just buy it for them. They are a teenager, they will need it. Just buy it for them.
Wow, they're a teenager, they'll need it. Those are strong and powerful words, because when you look at the African society, I believe there's that taboo word that comes through whenever a girl is going through that. But we do know that women have to go through this stage. Women have to go through all that. And that is one of the problems that we just talked about. Let's talk about some of the challenges that are faced by girls and women in society, that you say, no, we need you guys to come up and say, let's help one another. Let's because we talk about early child marriages. That is one big issue that you can never run away from. And let's talk about some of those challenges that you guys are saying that we need to address, even if we're celebrating the International Day of the Girl Child, but we are still lacking in those areas.
To pertaining the early child marriages, this is something that is happening even in this 21st century. Even as though we are becoming a global village, it is happening even in America. So we cannot run away from it. It is the duty of every gentleman, every father out there, to make sure that their child is safe. It is their responsibility to ensure that their child is in an area where they are with people who can be trusted. And if it's to do with poverty, you have no reason to sell your child away. We are a gift from God, and we're supposed to be nurtured and grow up to be the people that we're supposed to be. When you sell us off, that means our careers, we can never follow our passions. We can never get good grades, because usually when someone is married off, they never go to school. They never get a chance to catch up. So it is the responsibility of every father, every brother, every cousin. Make sure your sister and your peers who are ladies, they're in protected areas.
Yes, and according to what she said, in as much as we don't want this happening, we cannot run away from it. Given that maybe we're coming from, let's say, there's poverty and need be that this girl has to be married off somewhere because maybe it's for the best, at least make sure that she's in a secure place. She's in a place where you don't abandon her completely. If she cries out for help, if she's got concerns and grievances, be there to support her. Because at the end of the day, the parents, we have parents, you should be there to support us in everything that we do, even if we're far apart from each other, even if we have been married off elsewhere. At least be there, keep connection, keep communicating and understand what's going on. And also I think that it should not be done against the will of the child. At least if the child is in agreement, if the child is also willing, then go ahead with it. But if the child refuses, maybe there's a reason for that, and there could be other alternatives.
And I love the way you're coming through and saying that they should also consult the child. It brings in another issue of our children's rights. I know in this day and age, not all parents will agree with you that you have to follow your rights, or they'll tell you, please go stay where they told you about their rights, about your rights. Then we talk about children's rights. What is your take on that?
As Junior Council, the Harare City Junior Council, our main mandate is to advocate for the rights of children. And I think the one thing that society nowadays in this 21st century, the one thing that is lacking is the right to be heard. Sometimes I believe that there's power in understanding, in communicating and creating an understanding. At least if you are not in agreement with what your child is saying, sit down and try and understand. Because in as much as parents have, the overall, in as much as parents are responsible for their children, I feel that children should also be allowed to speak out. And you understand people better if you talk to them, and if you try and ask questions and understand why they're thinking the way they're thinking, why they feel that this is their opinion. And at least let's meet halfway. It shouldn't just be about oppression. And let's meet halfway.
Indeed, let's meet halfway. Before I come to you, Laura, I love the way you came through and say that this communication, because when it comes to African families, I must say that communication is not really something that is free flowing.
Exactly.
Indeed, it is a problem. And I love that you guys are coming through and highlighting that even in the 21st century, it is a problem that you're facing. Yes, Laura.
Yes. I think that it is important for parents to have a relationship with their child. It's not about, I'm the father of the house, I head, so this is what I do. I'm the mother of the house, this is the orders I give you. We must understand each other, like she has alluded to before. Let's sit down and discuss. Let's understand why I want this kind of a career, and tell me, advise me. Don't just tell me what to do, because I understand that our parents want the best of us, and they want the best of us and for us. So they're trying to keep us from making the same mistakes as they did. But if you just come to me and tell me don't do this, and you don't explain to me why, I will not get it, and I will go away and do my own thing. So let's sit down. Tell me why you don't want me to do it. Let me understand you and understand me as well. And therefore we can map a way forward and we can work together. Yes.
Let me understand you and you understand me as well. It is 4 minutes before we put a closer to the program, 4 minutes before we go to the news. Ladies, maybe your final words and also your encouragement to society. So I'm going to start with Stacey, then we end with the junior mayor. But I'm going to start with Stacey. Stacey, your final words, because you highlighted a lot of important issues when we were talking about this issue of, yes, we are celebrating, yes, we are commemorating the International of the Girl Child, but it seems as if there are a lot of issues that we need to tackle. Your words to society.
As to the girls, I think that doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. So at least be motivated by this day. This is a day that is for you, and it will always be there because it's celebrated annually, and it's been celebrated, I believe, since 2012. And at least feel, if you've given the platform like this, don't shy away, don't be emotional, don't fear, but step up. In our case, we are part of the Harare City Junior Council, and we've got these leadership roles, positions that have allowed us to also come to an understanding. I spoke about understanding other people, communicating, and it's not for us, it's because we've got these roles, we sit down and we come to an understanding with the rest of the body, with the rest of the councillors, see what they think, what we think, and we meet halfway. Like I've said, come to terms with, sometimes it's also not about being in denial, but accepting things. And I think to the rest of the society, the grown-ups out there, mothers, fathers, as Laura has said, we should also try and understand, create good relationships with our children, and let's try to do something to change. We may be trying to advocate for the rights of children, trying to make change, but if we are not all together in this, if we are not fully supported, we will fall and we will not go anywhere. So at least let's, in every way that we can, let's try and support each other, the children themselves, the girls, the boys out there as well, boys supporting the girls supporting each other, the parents supporting the children, parents supporting each other. At least parents should also be in agreement with what they want for their children. And I think if we try and make that effort to support each other and to advocate and do what's right, I think we're going somewhere as a nation.
Indeed, we'll be going somewhere as a nation.
So as all of you have heard, I am the junior mayor of the Harare City Junior Council, and I would just want to encourage the girl child, please do not shy away. Please do not hide in the shadows. It is time for you to step out and step up. It is time for you to come out in the light, speak your views, say what you want to say, even if it's wrong. Say it because you want to say it, because that is what you thought about. And also I want to say to our parents and elders out there, when your child says they want to be a junior councillor or a junior parliamentarian, please allow them and support them, because in these spheres their life would never be the same. I tell you, we get to be exposed to a lot of things, and we get to be prepared for life ahead. So it is important, even at this moment, there's junior council has been there for 67 years, and there are still schools that will not support their students to go for junior council or for junior parliament, and we're calling out to them, to the schools administrations, let the children be, give them this opportunity and let them come out and out of that shell, so that they can speak their views, so that they can shine, because we are the future of tomorrow. If you keep us in a cocoon, we will never be open-minded, we will never be innovative, we will never achieve anything, we will never perform to the best of our abilities. So it is important for our schools and our communities to support us.
Ladies, thank you so much for coming through. Unfortunately, we've run out of time, but I'll definitely invite you again, because
We'll be back. Yes.
definitely invite you again to check your time with mine on Classic 263. It is 11 o'clock and it's time for the news.